Hello, this is Jack from Fluency.com. I help English learners reach a high level of English. And this video is going to give you some advanced listening practice. So I'm going to tell you the story of how I met my wife. And you can download the free worksheet that comes with this video. It gives you the transcript, analysis of the language I used, further examples, and also an exercise. So here is the story. As I have mentioned before, in 2007, I went traveling for 9 months. I went on my own, started in the US, and basically had an amazing time. After 7 or 8 weeks in the US, I took a flight to Ecuador, to Quito. And in Quito, I decided to go to a language school because I couldn't speak any Spanish and I was going to spend a lot of time in South America. So I thought it would be very beneficial if I went to a language school. When I arrived in Ecuador, I found a hostel, stayed in there for a couple of days, and then decided to go and find a good language school. I had 2 options at this time. Let's call them Language School A and Language School B. Language School A was my first choice, and I wanted to go there. So I found where this was on a map, exited the hostel, and thought, okay, I need to turn right to go find this language school. But when I got out the map, when I was outside, a guy came over to me and he asked me, where are you going? Where are you trying to find? And I said, I want to find this language school. He said, no, it's not that way, it's that way. And I thought he was wrong, but he was local, he was very confident, and he said, it's definitely that way. So I started to walk in the direction in which he told me to go. And after 5 minutes of walking, I came to a junction. And I saw the name of the street. So I thought I'd look on my map to see where I was and to get directions. And I'd realized that he sent me the wrong way. I was correct, he was wrong, he had sent me the wrong way. But he had sent me towards Language School B, my second choice. And it was pretty close. I decided just to go there, to go to that language school because it was really close to where I was. So I made my way there. When I got to this second choice, Language School B, there were a couple of people in the office. There was a Canadian guy and a girl from Australia. And they both told me how good this language school was. They told me about the parties they had, the teachers, the fact that you could stay in the language school. So you can roll out of bed in the morning, start your language lessons, and then enjoy the rest of the day. So they convinced me to go to this language school. So I just decided I was going to do it. I decided just to go for that language school instead of going back to my first choice. And it was in this language school where I met my wife. So she was studying at the time at university, but during the summer, she went over to the language school for a couple of weeks to improve her Spanish. We met, we connected, we got on really well, and we started our relationship. Now, what's interesting about this story is this. If that guy had given me the correct directions, then I wouldn't have met my wife, and I wouldn't be living in the US right now. So it's funny how these small things can make a big impact on your life and shape exactly what happens to you. Now, just to give you the rest of the story, I continued traveling for a few months, went back home, and we continued our relationship before we moved to Spain. We spent a couple of years in Spain together and then moved here to the US. And we've been here for 5 years now. So, like I said at the beginning of this video, there is a free transcript, analysis, exercises, and more examples that you can download. So just click the link now and you can download this for free. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.